Our story this week is Old MacDonald Had a Zoo by Cutis, Jobling and Tom McLaughlin. We open the cover and we find a maze. The title again, Old MacDonald Had a Zoo. Here is an article in a newspaper saying that Old MacDonald won the lottery. He won lots and lots of money and he was able to buy a zoo that he saw for sale in the newspaper. Old MacDonald had a zoo. Old MacDonald had a zoo. E-I-E-I-O. See all the animals. And on that zoo, he had some monkeys. E-I-E-I-O. Can you see the monkeys looking at the chicken? Uh-oh, the poor chicken, he's in trouble. And in that zoo, he had some penguins. E-I-E-I-O. With a honk honk here and a honk honk there. Here a honk, there a honk, everywhere a honk honk. But see what happens? The penguins were very cheeky and they surprised the rabbit, poor rabbits, in with the penguins. Old MacDonald had a zoo, E-I-E-I-O. And on that zoo he had a snake, E-I-E-I-O. With a hiss here and a hiss there. Here a hiss, there a hiss, everywhere a hiss. But look what happens when the snake met the pig. Uh-oh. The pig is in a bit of bother. And off they go round the zoo. Old MacDonald had a zoo. And on that zoo, he had some wolves. E-I-E-I-O. With a howl here and a howl there. Here a howl, there a howl, everywhere a howl. Look what happened. There's Old MacDonald on his walk. But the wolf has got the sheep. And on that zoo had some crocodiles. E-I-E-I-O. With a snap here and a snap there. Here a snap, there a snap, everywhere a snap. Oh dear, look. Somebody's in bother. The buffalo has been caught with a big, enormous snap. And in that zoo, he had some vultures. E-I-E-I-O. With a caw here and a caw there. There a caw, here a caw, everywhere a caw. But look what happened. The vulture has plucked the horse away from his friends. Now there's only Old MacDonald, a cow, and a chicken left. And in that zoo he had a lion, E-I-E-I-O, with a roar here and a roar there. Here a roar, there a roar, everywhere a roar. Old MacDonald had a zoo, E-I-E-I-O. But look what happens. What do you think's going to happen to the cow? Snap. It's been caught by the lion. chicken. He's got a surprise. See all the animals behind Old MacDonald? And in that zoo he had an elephant. E-I-E-I-O. With a stomp here and a stomp there. Here a stomp, there a stomp, everywhere a stomp, stomp. Oh my goodness, they ended up in the gift shop with stomping and banging and screeching and hissing all around the shop. Old MacDonald had look, he's driving away with his animals. Farm. E-I-E-I-O. The end.